Yo, hello, everybody. AFCON, it's around the corner, and the article's freaking out about the competition because how dare anyone schedule a continental tournament during the Premier League? No club has ever been this inconvenienced before. Naturally, Pep was asked about it. Pep, how will you handle losing out on two of your many players for the AFCON?
Always I try to solve the problem when the problems are in front of me. So right now I don't think at all. I have to use him from Sunday the best, and next Wednesday and next Sunday before international break, and it's only when it's going to happen. It cannot be here, and after we'll see what is the situation and we'll take the decisions.
Yeah, bro. Like, why are you looking so far ahead? It is the end of October. Why are we talking about the end of December? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? But let's play a little game of Price is Right without going over how many Premier League players will be in the AFCON, will participate in the AFCON.
First of all, do you have the answer?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow. You think I'm just going to blindly ask
I mean,
it?
it's kind of hard to say because there might be injuries between now and
Well,
then.
I mean,
so,
it's the players that they know who have participated in like the AFCON,
Okay.
the games to find out who's going to be in the competition.
So let's say there's 25-ish players on each roster, right? Or each squad. So, and then there's 20 teams. So that means there's a total of what? 25 times 10. There's 500 players roundabout. So how many of those players are going to go to AFCON? I'm going to say 37.
Okay.
I will go a little higher, and I'm going to say 43.
Oh, you both did great. Sharpie was closer. There were 45 players at this moment who could possibly, and it could be higher. Maybe someone gets injured and then they're out of it. But yeah, there are 45 players at this moment who will be representing the Premier League in the AFCON. Next question: what club leads the league with the most possible players leaving?
I feel like I've seen this, and my first thought was Sunderland.
I have not seen this, but I was gonna say it's probably a team that is it's probably not a Big Six team.
Yeah, it's a smaller team. I just can't remember which one.
Table.
Yeah, and it is a team who cannot afford to lose any players, let alone the amount that they're going to.
See, this is where knowing who's on each of these squads would have been helpful. I got to pay attention to more than just City to be able to make that happen, though. I'm gonna say, since you said Sunderland, I don't know if that's your answer or not. I won't say them. I'll say, what's another team that just came up?
Leeds.
Yeah,
Leeds, Burnley.
I'll go. No, Burnley's got a couple. I don't know.
Come on,
I'm gonna go Wolves. I don't know. It's not Wolves. They got more Portuguese players.
So Sharpie, you won with the first. They are Sunderland with 9, and then Wolves are second with 5.
Yeah,
I thought I saw that somewhere about Sunderland. Yeah, like
Crystal Palace have 4. Forest, United, Fulham, and Burnley are tied with 3. Arsenal, Bournemouth, Chelsea, and Leeds are the clubs who won't lose any player to the competition at the moment.
Arsenal,
Bournemouth, Chelsea, and Leeds. Right?
Racist. I'm just playing. Joking. Ignoring a whole continent of talent. Wow. Couldn't be my
Especially
squad.
Arsenal. How do you have all those black players on that team?
Make sure they're Europeans. There you go.
And Chelsea. Oh no, 1,000%. I truly
and
think
South Americans. Yep.
Yeah. Especially Chelsea. Like, yeah. I mean, that's all I have. A little AFCON, because he was asked about it, and Sharpie, I saw the face you made. That was the same face I made when they asked Pep about it. I was like, why are we even? And that's basically what Pep said before. He said a decent amount, all basically just like, what? Like,
I mean, I get the planning ahead process, right? Because if you look at the fixtures, you realize what's coming, storylines, blah, blah, blah. I also would say, like, this is nothing that Liverpool didn't have to deal with Mane and Salah. Like, I think it happened twice while they were there.
Yes.
And like you said, there are clubs that are far more affected than City, right? So, like, but for City, it's the first time I think we've had 2 go.
What are the dates for AFCON?
Like December 21st through January 21st, something like that.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, because like the last game they're talking like already for Marmoush, like he's gonna play that game for Palace. Egypt wanted him back earlier, and they're like, no, you'll come back right after the match.
Well, that's what I was getting ready to go do is look and see who do we have during that period. I haven't looked at what matches we have in that time frame. At the end of the day, we just play whoever's here, and it is what it is. But
yeah, it's 3, right? It's Ainori and
Marmoush.
Yep,
there's only 2 I can think of.
It's just those 2. Okay, gotcha.
Those 2.
I forget that like Cherki is Algerian descent, but he plays for France.
But he plays for France. Yeah. And so home at West Ham, away Forest, away Sunderland, home Chelsea, Brighton, Manchester Derby, Bodo Glint. They'll probably stay away for another like week or so after to rest up. So then they could possibly also miss Wolves at home, Galatasaray at home, and possibly Tottenham away. And I would like to believe he'll be back by February 7th, which is Liverpool at Anfield.
Yeah. I mean, like, and it just depends on how far they go, although Algeria and Egypt are definitely like 2 of the top favorites, along with like Morocco and Nigeria. Maybe Ghana. I would be shocked if they weren't back for Spurs, because even if they make it all the way to the final, that would be like 8 days off, which is, if you think about a normal international break, you get 4 days off and come back, right? So like I think it just depends on what the club needs, because like missing that Champions League match would be a lot. Like if I think that's the last one in the league phase.
I think
Galatasaray at home. Yeah, so I can see them being back for that at the very latest.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Another nice little thought experiment before we get into it.
You know the vibes. Shady gang. Shady gang. Shady gang.
Hey, welcome to season 5, episode 156 of Shades of Blue.
This is culturally inappropriate.
We are the most comprehensive show about Manchester City, covering both the men's and women's game, spanning both sides of the Mason-Dixon line. We make an art over here, capitalized A. I am Crunk Chocolate. I am here with Tarik, Sharpie Charlie. How's it going? How you doing? How you feel?
I think I'm doing a little better than Tarik as a sports fan.
Why you poking him? Why you poking him?
No, because I came in on this when y'all were talking about a pre-match. I had an incredible sports weekend, starting with a beautiful game on Friday night from the Lakers, going into a rousing Sunday. Actually, Saturday was cool. City women, love that. And then, the Sunday double of Man City and Denver Broncos. And then the Lakers last night. Like, I've given up on Virginia Tech football. I didn't have the hopes. So that's been over. So, yeah.
Maybe that's my problem. I should have just given up. It's only quote unquote 2 losses, but when you expect to be competing for conference championships, maybe being in the playoff contention, 2 losses is a killer, and we still got 3-4 games left to play. So yeah, it was, like I said, started my weekend off noon on Saturday with a loss, devastating loss, embarrassing loss by my Hurricanes. So yeah, that kind of set the tone for my weekend, but thankfully Man City was able to recover it for me before it was all said and done. So big ups to Holland and Cherki for boosting my mood.
Yeah, shout out to them. Yeah, Packers nonsense over it. But Man City, they did their thing. They brought me plenty of joy, tons of joy. So yeah, it's all good. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if this is your first time here. Hey, we are 7 away from hitting 700. We're
Hey, we are
almost
moving,
there.
bro.
Yeah, no.
I remember when it was in the 5s. That's pretty dope. Yeah,
like truly.
Maybe we can get it. It's a long season. Maybe we get up to 1,000 by the end of the season. Who knows?
I think so.
It could go.
Yeah, we're getting out there. We're making the moves. People are finding us, and it's really nice. So hey, feel free to tag us on social media. Share the word. If you know any other City fans, hey, what podcast you listen to? Do you listen to Shades of Blue? You should be. Shady Gang, stand up, show out. We appreciate you. If you're listening on a podcast, 5 stars, rate, review, say some nice things. I see you guys giving the ratings. The rating number, it's jumping. Could you say some nice words? I'm the last one from like 2024, just to boost it. I can't be the last rating that we get, a review we've given. So please help me out. Help us out. Go ahead and give a review. Say a couple of nice words. We appreciate it. Subscribe to our Patreon. Out now is our episode match preview for City versus Dortmund with B Flim. Most dope Dortmund fan. He's one half of 50 plus donor, a Bundesliga streaming podcast. They're fantastic. And then had Michael Reed. He works for OptaJoe. He does most of their social media and for a lot of the City games, oddly enough. So if you ever see any of the like OptaJoe stats, that's usually him, like the ones that he did about Doku and stuff like that, which were very nice. That's him. He's a Liverpool fan. So I had him on to talk some Liverpool. That was a very interesting, fun conversation. And then I have the episode with Howard Hawking coming out on 9320. By now, the episode with Douglas Reyes-Cerrone should be out. And maybe one more will drop. So just this week. It's $6, pays for a month. You can get 4 episodes just this week. Very much worth your bang for your buck. And actually, we're doing a deal at the moment. You can get half off, 55% off. I did more, 55% off your first month of our $6 tier. So for less than $3, you can subscribe and get amazing content. Use that code YKTV. You know the vibes. Also, so check the episode description and join the fun. In today's episode, we got City Men, 2 matches to review, wins, Swansea City, Bournemouth. We look ahead to a busy week for City Men. We got Dortmund on Wednesday and Liverpool on Sunday before we get another international break. Then Baby Blue Baddies, we got their match against West Ham to review, a 1-0 narrow win. It was not the most fun, but West Ham, those damn low blocks. And then we look forward to another, it's going to be a tough match at Everton. Let's get into teams. Carabao Cup at Swansea. Here's a good place to start. Pep uses the Carabao, we know this, to rotate and give players a chance to show their talents in a relatively low, high stakes match. Pep has won the Carabao 6 times with City, 4 in a row, but it's been 5 years since they've lifted that trophy. Does Pep even care about the Carabao?
10 seasons here. We've played many times with Carabao, FA Cups, or in teams in low divisions. I always said we took seriously. Otherwise, we didn't have the success that we had in the past. So we prepare the same way. Incredible focus, and even I would say sometimes even more. The tendency, I think I have the duty responsibility that make them feel the players through my body language or through the commitment for the game, what do you have to do? If they see me, I don't care, so they will feel it. And that didn't happen in the past. Never happened, it never will happen.
It never will happen. He always takes that stuff seriously. Conversations about who are the best front three for City is silly because it all depends on the club and who's in form. It could be any random combination, which is a brilliant problem to have, really, if you are Pep. And he was asked about that. How does he handle all picking the right 3 players up top?
10 seasons here, we've played many times with. So every player has his own talent, and in the dribbles, nobody's better than Doku. But in goals, Omar is better than Doku, and Doku is better than Omar. It's not criticism one or the other one, it's the skill, the quality. And to score the goals, we need Doku. But to score goals, we need Omar. But all of them, they have to defend. And in the central position, that you fight against Onanas and Camaras. And this balance, to find the players, the creative players to score goals, but after that, you have to go to there and win the duels. And when you put the players to win the duels and be aggressive in the midfielder, you lose the creativity up front. And it's the balance is we are running and we are working and we are smelling what the team really, really needs.
And they are smelling. That's hilarious. Yeah, it's a good problem, Goals of Marmouche. We need Doku, but we need Marmouche. Every player is very important, and you hear, and we see it. We saw it all last season, where if there's one weak component on that chain, it all just kind of falls apart. Able to retool, bring in the right players, and they're doing their thing. Marmouche, example, we knew he was going to be able to play, and yes, he was on injury, so that's one thing. But just the idea that he is always going to be the backup to Haaland, he can play other positions, yes, but we know that it's very similar to Alvarez, who bolted. And this Carabao Cup, this is kind of a nice chance for Marmouche to at least know that this is where he can kind of be the man. He can kind of show what he is worth. I'm excited about it. And then lastly, before we move on to the match, Nico G. It's not something that we didn't know, but just not having a true 6 in our squad is not great. Aston Villa, it's most of last season. But here's Pep again talking about the importance of having someone like Nico G.
But defensively, it helped us a lot. We have an incredible a lot of players offensively that have the mentality to defend. Not because we don't want to run. Defend means when I'm close to the opponent, I take the ball and winning. We are not top in that. And Nico helps us, but especially in the ball, every time moves much better in the right positions. He's much clever where the space is free. And he's so young, so he's a lovely guy. So I'm really pleased because this type of football players that are incredible, coachable, they deserve the best.
Because we have players who can't do defense. And he's gotten really good at like catching himself because he's like, you're not gonna make a headline of this. I'm saying that they are attack minded, and also just in case you even aren't confused, I mean players who can win the ground games. That's what I meant. But also I think he's very aware of Aston Villa, that match. He also mentioned how Reinders may have had a knock on his foot, which is why his performance against Aston Villa was what it was. Start 11. Trafford, Ait Nori Ake, Kuzanov, Lewis, Gonzalez, Cherki, Mukasa, Doku, Bob, and Marmouche. Sharpie, we'll start with you. What were your thoughts of the starting 11?
I was excited to see my prediction of Mukasa getting into 11 come to fruition because I think he's super talented, and obviously the only matches he can start this season will be in the Carabao, maybe in the FA if Pep feels like it. I was happy to see Gonzalez back. And then like overall, now that I look at it, like because I'm counting Cherki in this, you got like 8 players, like 8 black players in there. It's pretty dope. Like there was a time where like we were excited to get like 3 or 4. And so just to like casually roll it out, and it's something I didn't even realize in the moment. It's just like, damn, like this is really, really cool. So it was a dope squad. Very much happy to get those people that have been injured back into the fray. How'd you feel, Tarik?
I think as we start to get healthy, the thing that stood out the most to me was it was almost a completely rotated squad, but it still feels really strong. You know, in the past when we've rotated, we've had 3, 4 academy kids. It's okay to have 1, maybe 2, but you can't have an abundance of academy kids and then also tell me that we're trying to win the competition. Our academy kids are great, but I think you have to have a mixture. And so I think what it says to me is, hey, we're starting to get healthy. Our depth is there. Like you said, I wasn't sure where Mikasa was going to play because I just don't even know what position he really is. I know last time he played, he played as, I guess, a false 9. So I really wasn't sure what to expect. And I figured with Marmouche back, he was going to be up top. So seeing him still get minutes in more of a kind of a dual 8 kind of a role, I guess you want to call it that, was cool. So I'm glad to see, like you said, the players that haven't played a lot get some playing time. Still was able to embed in one of the academy kids. I think it's like a perfect squad for this competition.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I have basically the goals. I'll mention the subs, and then a couple of situations or people that I thought, weren't great. If there's anything else that you want to talk about or that is still on your mind a week later, feel free to obviously hop in. And after all the goals, I'd love to hear your thoughts on them. Manchester City dominated possession the whole match, but things did start a bit cagey. It took City about 5 minutes before taking the momentum away. And then, Kuzanov cleared the ball. It didn't go to a City player. It bounced off of a Swansea player. He headed it. Marmouche went for the second ball. He lost that aerial duel. Swansea takes the ball. They actually, rightly so, they take a pause. They knock it back a little bit more, sits on the ball, sees a guy on the right, hits it over there to Key. He pushes up the ball, the pitch. He cuts in left, square pass to Franco, who just kisses the ball around Trafford, who bro got up. Like, he is really athletic. The ball just went around him and off the post and in. When it comes to situations like that, goals like that, it is what it is. Tarik, what were your thoughts on the goal?
It's perfect placement. There's no fault to be had from Trafford for letting the goal pass you. There's nothing he could have done. Literally, the ball goes in off the post. It can't be any better than that. It would not have, an inch or two one other direction. Maybe it hits the post and comes out, as opposed to going in. So it's some very, very fine margins. Again, I thought Trafford was fine. Again, there was just nothing he could do. It is what it is. It was a great goal. You throw your hands up and say, all right, good on you. You can't do nothing else about it.
Mm-hmm.
I know my first response when we were on the watch along was like, this player will have a moment forever that they can say they scored against City like that. And that's the type of goal where like you can make something of a lot. You can make a lot of content off that goal later in life. 10-year anniversary, 5-year anniversary, 15-year anniversary of the goal against City. It was amazing. Like, it was a great hit. And it was back-to-back goals that have gone against City that you just don't expect to happen. Like, it took Matty Cash's incredible left foot effort for them to get a goal. And it took this player, was it Franco? It took Franco's incredible curler. So, but overall in the match, I was like, oh, now we just got to get two. Like, we got plenty of time,
Yep. Yeah, and really overall, especially statistically, how dominant City were, it really was just a blip. It easily just, all right, move on. But what made it really hard to move along were players who were returning for the first time after long time off. Kuznov and Nori. First, Kuznov was rusty. Man, that bad pass that he made in the 32nd minute, where maybe it was a back pass, maybe it was a sideways pass, but it was stolen. And the moment he hit the ball, his hands immediately go over his head, and he's just kind of standing there watching, frozen and helpless, hoping that Trafford can save him on that 1v1 with Wendell. And he does. He pulls the ball away, goes for a corner, nothing comes of it. Kuznov, it is what we expect for players to struggle after returning from injury, which is why Pep was very mindful of how he handled Marmoush and Cherki before giving him these starts in this match. There, Sharpie, you were like, hey, if somebody else made a pass like that, they would get killed. I'm with you. Like, it was.
I hate the double standard from citizens across social media, because Kuznov is the golden child. He's the one who was coming and came in January and saved the season, and is just this incredible, incredible player. And he's super talented, but he's also very raw and very young. And it's a long-term move. And so, rightfully so, like, you should be, don't kill him when he makes mistakes in the first match back. It makes perfect sense. But also, it just shows you, like, what a real, like, competent performer Mateus Nunes has been. And, like, I think when we get to the weekend, we'll talk about that more. But, like, yeah, like, he had a terrible game. And I looked at the FOTMA rating, it was like 6.5. I was like, what match were they watching? And because, no, that was under a 6, bro. That should have been in the red. It was not a good center back performance. I would say that about any player. And, of course, he's going to get more minutes under his legs. He's going to get more used to it. But I think even Pep realized it, as again, we'll talk about later. But, like, yeah, it was not his best effort, but I'm glad he got his minutes, got his legs under him. And you gotta do something. Got to start somewhere.
Yeah, and then Nori, he too sort of struggled. He did have an assist. It's one of those things. When he first came to the club, we were like, all right, Nori is our first choice. Nico O'Reilly's going to do a great job backing him up. But with Nori's injury, Nico O'Reilly has really made that position his. And again, he just returned from injury. But a match like he had against Swansea will not show why he should be taking the position back from Nico O'Reilly. I'll get to the goal, which was assisted by Nori. But, like, Tarik, what did you see in Nori in the match? Like, am I being a little harsh on him? Was it as bad as Kuzanov's? Like, and how do you feel good about letting Nico O'Reilly hold on to that position?
So let me just start from the back and go forward.
Of course.
Nico O'Reilly is our starting left back. That wasn't the plan coming into the season, but plans change. Maybe it's unfair to lose your job based off of an injury, but that's where we are. Nori got hurt. I believe coming into the season, it was his job by default.
Mm-hmm.
He looked just okay before his injury. He didn't look great.
Mm-hmm.
So when he got injured, the young kid stepped in. We've seen what this kid could do in previous seasons. And then he came back and he did it again. He showed that it wasn't a fluke, and that it doesn't really matter who else is in the squad. I can lock this position down. I've always said if he wants that position, it will be his. He may not want it. He may just decide I want to be in midfield and this is just a stop along the path for me. But if he says I am okay being a left back, I will be, and I embrace being a left back, I really believe he can become England's left back of the future. So yeah, he is our left back. It is his position to lose at this point, and I don't see that happening because he just hasn't put any string of bad performances together. He's always looked more than competent in that position. So I think you're going to say something, Charlie.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as you talked about like his projection moving forward, like going from left back to his more natural position, it reminds me of what Arsenal did with Bukayo Saka. Well, Saka got on the pitch at first in Arteta's like first couple of years as that left back, but everyone knew he was going to be a right winger. What they're doing with Lewis Skelly, right? Lewis Skelly got on the pitch last season through injury to Calafiori. He starts a left back, but everybody knows he came through the academy as a midfielder. That is where he is going to end up at some point. But for now, you're a squad player. You help the club, especially when you come through the academy. It's like that type of thing, right? Like I'm here, like Rico Lewis, right? You started right back. Everybody knows you're 8. And now you bid your time. So I'm excited that we have depth in that position. And there are worse things than saying, hey, Nico starts at 60, 65. We want to switch it up. He's tired, gets a knock, whatever. Like we have a international on our club that is ready and willing to come in and do not skip a beat, right? And maybe do something a little different, right? Because he is by trade a natural defender. So it might show up some things. So I think it's not a who is, like, is somebody missing out? It's just like, hey, right now, like you said, that's 33's job.
Yeah. And I hear you about the potential move forward in the future, but I know we also have some young, like even Phil is only 25. Now that's 5 years older than Nico. So maybe, but then you got Ryan Cherki, who's only 22, right? Oscar Bob is 22. You talked about Rico Lewis being the same age. They're both 20. So there's going to be a lot of competition for those more forward midfield spaces. Doesn't mean he can't win out because, again, we've seen this kid do really well. But outside of Aït-Nouri, there isn't a left back really in our squad, especially one that's in his age group. If you consider Ake, who's on the tail end of his career, that's not a competition long term that he needs to be concerned about. It's really him and Aït-Nouri, who is 24. So they'll be competing for that spot. But like I said, I haven't seen anything thus far to make me think that he couldn't lock it down. It's just a matter of what he wants to do. As far as his performance, right? It was okay. It was just okay. Aït-Nouri's performance I'm speaking of. It was okay. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great. Some rust, right? Same thing about Kuzanov, some rust. Kuzanov had I don't want to call it misfortune because he came to the club as a center back, right? But he's pretty much only played for us primarily as a right back recently, at least. I'm trying to think back to when he first got here. But he's been a right back for us. And so then we said, okay, now go be that right center back. And I just think it's just different. It doesn't excuse the mistake because it feels relatively basic, but didn't get punished per se. But yeah, he's got to be better. And I think he will be with time and getting back into the flow. So I'm not concerned about Kuzanov in any way. I still think he's got a bright future. To Sharpie's point, yeah, he's still a little rough around the edges. We're still refining some of those things. And we're still waiting for him to move into his best position, which I think is going to be on that right-sided center back position. He gets to learn from Diaz, he gets to learn from Stones. So, you know, there's no need to rush him into a starting spot. He's got to go earn it.
Yeah. And Nori, his assist to Doku. It was a really good through ball to Doku. He did have to cut the ball off to keep it from going out of bounds, but he turned that into a move. The defender closes in on him. He jukes him, cuts right into the box, takes a shot at goal. Burgess, their defender, sticks a foot out, and it just deflects past a diving keeper. It goes in. Yeah, easy enough. What I didn't realize during the watch along, Sharpie, that I did when I watched a replay of it, they were booing Doku every single time he touched the ball. The moment he would get the ball, the Swansea fan base was just booing him. And so that's why I know he very much enjoyed that goal, because why are you booing him? What is going on?
Okay, this is where American fan culture and British fan culture is different, because we boo players over here for just because you're wearing another shirt, right? It doesn't matter. Like usually you did something to the club or whatever. Maybe you just had a tackle early or a play early in the season. I don't know. I caught it. I think I saw something on social media while we were watching, but it's like, they can boo. I mean, they got to get their money's worth. You know, like, your team's going to lose. You might as well make it worth something you're going to do. I don't want to speculate on their reasons why. I could assume a possible one. But, you know, it sucks to suck.
Hateration and holleration. Yeah, and then the deflection. It was interesting. Tarik, you got anything?
No, I was still stuck on you with your Mary J. That's all. Sorry. I was going to say in this dancery, but I'm sorry. I'm simple like that. I get sidetracked, easily sidetracked, I guess.
I love it. I probably will listen to that after, when I'm like making graphics later. So then there's the triple sub in the 63rd minute. Stones for Kuzanov, Vardiol for Nori, and Foden for Mukasa. In the watch along, I was hopeful that City would be able to score more. That way, he wouldn't necessarily have to play these players. I'm sure he probably would have put them in anyway, just to keep them kind of like match fit. But 63rd minute is pretty early. I'm sure Pep would have much rather put them in at like the 80th minute and be like, run your hearts out for 15 minutes. But that was what was needed in the moment, because Swansea were playing City very well. Even though City were dominating possession, they just really couldn't seem. There were a couple of shots off the post, honestly. It was amazing that 13 players City were playing against, the Swansea fans, and that goalpost.
Yeah, and I just want to say, like, credit to Swansea, man. We've been in so many matches where clubs just sit in and they go 2 banks of 5 or 5-4-1, or, you know, like, no type of tactical idea except a counterattack, right? They played football. Like, the manager is going to give him some love. Alan Sheehan. Mm-hmm. Sheehan had them going. Like, they played from the start of the whistle to the end, and it made us work, and it made Pep make those subs, right? We couldn't find joy couldn't find the goal after Doku scored, and it's like, hey, okay, got to go to the bench, got to bring in the big guns. And right away, you saw the impact they made when they came on against a tired team, because we had been holding possession more.
Yeah. Marmoush's goal in the 77th minute. Smash that boy past the keeper. What I love most is Doku was taken out by Galbraith. He hit the ball up forward, and Galbraith came in late and just stepped on his foot. Doku goes down. And I know that that's also why they booed him, because those championship teams don't be flopping, even though he was fouled hard throughout the entire match. It was pissing me off. But it wasn't acknowledged by the ref. Doku stayed down for a moment, but realized, hey, I'm not going to get this call. Let me get up and move up the pitch. But while he's getting up the pitch, they were booing. I know Cherki and Marnouche and stuff didn't like that. Ball moves around quickly before landing with Cherki, who made a surgical pass, piercing Swansea's lazy old low block. Marnouche gets a run up to the ball and just, yeast that past the keeper. Like, all he did is that whole, like, throw the arm up to make it look like I was trying. Like, the shot angle, wicked. Marnouche.
I was going to say, that's that really sharp angle.
Yeah.
It's like him, Aguero, not many people are making that shot from that angle.
Alvarez loves that angle too.
Yeah.
That's when it and it's usually a shorter player. Like Messi can do it. You like, because you're trying to get that technique to get it up really quickly. So the fact that Marmouche has that in his locker as a 6-foot player that's really impressive. I don't think Haaland could do it. He's too big. But yeah, that was beautiful technique, and he likes a goal, man. That man, he likes a moment. Okay, when Marmouche scores, you remember that goal. Like, oh yeah, that one, the one against Swansea, right, near post. Yeah, he has a moment. That was what Pep was talking about, right? Like, he is there to score goals. He is a natural striker. So when he plays striker, he was shooting, and he's not scared to shoot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh man. And then before the match is over, 93rd minute goal from Cherki, assisted by Vardiol, sending City fans home with a comfortable win. The dominance statistically matched the scoreline with this goal, which is nice. Calmly passing the ball around, patiently passing the match away. Vardiol ends up with the ball left outside the box, 30 yards. And he makes a pass to Marmouche, I think, but it's wide of Marmouche. And then next thing you know, you just see Cherki coming right from the right of the screen, takes the ball away from a Swansea player who thought he had the ball. Like, he legit was like going up to the ball being like, yes. Cherki snatches the ball from him, cuts inside so he can't really take the ball away unless he fouls him inside the box. And with his left, his stronger foot, places it past the keeper. The keeper just kind of stands there dumb with that little dumb face, stupid. Just watched it go into the goal. I loved it. It brought me so much joy. The celebration, the love, just bro hugs all over the place. I love this club. Anything else from the match before I go to post-match things?
Job well done.
Cool. How did the gaffer feel about the match? How about that? Easy enough.
No, they started really well. I think we start with a really good tempo, really good. They start, but we were not flat, but they were better. So in this competition, the first minutes always the home team they make a boost, and they deserve the goal. They play impressive, I would say. But after 20-25 minutes, we take the game. Of course, we could score the second one with our mistake in our build-up and our process. But in general, the game was a little bit better. We arrived, had our chances. And the second half was really, really impressed for the fact that attack 10 players in that position. Everybody was there. The movement was perfect in the right moment. We were close for the transition. The second half was really good.
And he did, at the end, kind of say what he was a little disappointed in. And mainly it was just getting Bob. He gets himself in these fantastic spots and just doesn't do anything with it. And it's very disappointing. Once he realizes how talented of a player he is, he gets that confidence back. We know he'll do great, but it was kind of frustrating at times because he really could have helped unlock that squad, the team, especially against a team like Swansea, where we were talking about it, the difference between these championship teams and the Premier League teams. It's not the technique, it's the athleticism, it's the size, it's the speed. And Bob being a smaller guy, He should have been able to cook against these guys. He does well against Premier League sides. He should have done fantastic against the Swansea side. But Cherki, he was a standout. He did a post-match interview with Man City, and when you're listening to this, there was one moment that I turned into Only Shades content that I'll be dropping on social media tomorrow. Can you guess what it is?
I'm feel very good because I don't play after a long time, and I'm very happy to back for help my friend. I'm very happy to back because I won't play. I just won't play in my life. I want take pleasure and give you pleasure. And when I'm out, I'm not happy. And when I'm on the pitch, I'm happy. And for that, I'm happy. I work a lot with the physio, and for that, I'm very happy to back. And I won't play all the game. We want to win all the game because you are a big club, and when you are a big club, you want to win all the game, and for that, when you lose one game, it's possible. After we need to win all.
Oh, I wanted to take pleasure and give pleasure. That's the one.
Yeah, I knew that when I first heard the comment, I was like, okay, give pleasure. I want to give pleasure too.
Okay, French, you little freaky French man.
I said the French man, you got the little accent, the French kissing, and the French toast, and everything else. Man, let's go, let's get it. Hey,
Terry, what are you doing with French toast? Oh my god.
Hey.
No, it's interesting hearing that. First of all, I have a great appreciation of people that speak in a second language, because I couldn't do it, right? Like if you told me to go over to Spain right now and just give a post-match interview in Spanish, come on, bro, it wouldn't be good at all. So I admire players who learn a second language, learn English, because it's really hard. It's actually a stupid language about rules. But I think that's probably a French phrase, right? Where he's trying to translate it the best he can, the same way Pep does it with Spanish. Yeah. And it's truly to give an assist, right? To make sure I can help the team with the passing, and I can
to bring joy almost.
Or say to bring joy, to make people happy. We want to be happy. We want to be whatever, right? So I get it. And like I said, there's always the lost in translation, but it just sounds good. Hey, I want to.
It does. Pleasure. I mean, hey, I didn't know this what he sounded like. No,
it's always weird when you hear people's voices because then you're like, does the voice fit with what I had in my head? Because you see somebody, you just have this image in your head of what they sound like, which is why I think Kyle Walker always sounded weird to me, because it's just it just didn't fit to me.
Yeah.
But
or Bernardo Silva with his little deep voice.
Yeah.
Short baritone man. Yeah. But no, great match. Happy for Cherki.
Give you pleasure, and I want take pleasure and give you pleasure. And
that's what life's all about, man. Send me that audio clip, bro.
It's all good, man.
I gotta send it out to a couple people, bro. That's a Friday night text right there. So you dropped a grenade and he just let it go. Let's see what happens. Listen to this.
Not even a you up. You just send him that soundbite.
Hey, that's a joy, yeah. I need that stat, bro. I need it about a weekend. Appreciate you.
I got you. Oh man. Okay. Bournemouth. Something we all wanted to see is how Cherki and Foden would do on the pitch together. At Swansea, we were able to see it. It was only 27 minutes, but 2 goals happened. There were so many chances during the time on the pitch. Pep was asked if he was impressed at seeing Cherki and Foden play on the pitch, because he says that all the time, that he's like, I don't know. Most famously, he would say he wasn't sure if KDB and Phil Foden could be on the same pitch. Basically same thought process.
Of course, it's a real option during the season, play together in some games, like Omar Mamouche or Erling, many games. So it's much easier to have a lot of alternatives to use him, and I will not be the one who say I don't like this type of players. But after that, have to be realized what happened to play the Premier League in some games and some opponents, and the physicality that they have without Rodri, especially with some players. You have the balance. Like sometimes, especially the first half in Aston Villa, we saw it perfectly, with a lot of talent plays in certain positions, and the other one we are not solid enough, to sustain it.
Yeah, and we understand that. It's just depending on what teams offer, but being able to see it in practice against a team like Swansea, there will be squads in the Premier League who will play a little bit more open that we could use to unlock, use Cherki to kind of unlock the presses, which is exactly what we saw again against Bournemouth. But speaking of Cherki and Foden playing well together, in order for them to do it, because he even mentioned the physicality and not having Rodri, we do have Nico G, and Pep has always kept one of those things on him, one of those holding midfielders, those physical enforcers, and how much has the game changed since the OG legend Fernandinho?
Necessary to have this physicality as a players for obvious reasons. Everybody knows that it was less, for example, in Barcelona, even in Bayern Munich. But here we need it. We need this type of a little bit more physicality, but be involved in the process. Our process to play always is massively important. So the structure, when you can always say it, when we have, I said many times, with Leroy and Kevin in his prime, with Leroy and Raheem in his primes, my God, our transitional game was unbelievable. You know, when you don't have Riyad Mahrez or have Bernardo in the sides or another one, we have less transitional team. So, but the basics or the fundamentals, people ask, you know, have to change. I don't have to change anything. I'm more convinced than anything that what we have done in the past, we can still do it. It's just apply better.
do it. Better.
Can I say something funny there?
Please.
You notice when he said the second pair of wingers, he said the two that played the right, they played the same position with Mahrez and Silva. He really could have said with Grealish and Mahrez, which is the control wingers. Like we knew that. I just think it's funny he didn't bring up Jack, but that was great.
You think that was intentional then?
Oh, 100% intentional. He did not want to use his name as a lightning rod. And it's not bad. It's a fact, right? Like that was how we got in trouble. I'm saying, like, we got in trouble. He just left his name out because clearly he's with another club right now, whereas Mars is in a whole other country. So I can use it.
That's fair. Okay. Starting 11 was Donnarumma, O'Reilly, Vardiol, Diaz, Nunes, Gonzalez, Silva, Foden, Doku, Cherki, and Holland. Seeing Cherki back-to-back matches, Silva coming back in. I loved the lineup. I was excited to see Pep give Cherki that nod of confirmation. Like, yo, you did your thing against Swansea. You proved to me that you can run, you can track back, you have the match fitness, and just what a player does as well as he did, you keep the hot player in, and I loved it. It brought me joy. Tarik, what were your thoughts on the starting 11?
I think I was surprised. I knew that Cherki had done well, but I didn't know if Pep, I don't want to say had the guts, but if he was willing to play Cherki and Foden together, because we always questioned it. I mean, he found a way to play David Silva and KDB together, but we never saw really Phil and KDB that much. So I just didn't expect it. I'm very pleasantly surprised by it and was like, oh, okay, let's go. I think putting Bernardo Silva in behind them alongside Nico G to kind of help bring some of that control that maybe you might be concerned about losing with the two of them in front of you. So all in all, man, it was a great lineup to see. I think if you ask me what is our best lineup at the moment, if everyone was healthy, I'd probably roll this out with the exception of Bernardo. I would put Rodri in there, right? Of course, if Rodri's healthy, he's going to be in there. But I don't know if I change anything else. And that's including Marmoush. That's including Reinders. I don't know that. I would make any other changes than that. So I love this lineup.
I'll take the lineup from a different perspective. Something we talked about in the watch along. First of all, I think Pep has made a statement when he said, or it came out from Jack Gahn, that Kuzanov and Bob were left out for tactical reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So by that default, you know your best right back, and that's Mateus Nunes. So every conversation, every podcast, every panel discussion should just end about the City right back position. It's Mateus Nunes is going forward. He's made that a clear thing because it's not like Kuzanov wasn't fit anymore. Our best right back is 27. And then you have the size of that back line, which reminded me of the treble season, where everybody's 6 foot or taller, which is really impressive and important. When you throw in Haaland as a 5th person, Nico as a 6th person, you get those 6 foot plus players on the pitch. It's hard to score on corners, which, again, come up later. But I will say that I was really happy to see Pep go with the best 3 attackers behind Haaland, right? Like, I think player for player, pound for pound, talent for talent, Doku, Foden, and Cherki are 3 most talented attackers. So why not just put them with Haaland and see what can happen? Worst case scenario, you make a change, right? Like it was the time to do it now that Cherki was fit, and it probably would have came sooner, but Cherki got hurt and it kind of threw off the plan. So I was really, like Tarik, I was really excited and highly rate this lineup for sure.
So I agree with you that Nunez, whatever, he is our best all around right back. Do you have any concerns at all when we go up against the Real Madrids of the world coming up in a couple weeks?
0.
No.
Yeah. I'll say he pocketed Semenyo, which
I'm saying, yeah, the match was proof of concept.
I don't know that
like,
people thought he had it in him. So I think that goes a long way to saying you may not need to make a change. I know why people want to do it, because again, we think we're going to be, Real Madrid is going to be running rush shot over us. So we need to be uber defensive. We don't need our right back getting forward, pushing up the lines, whatever. But I just feel like he's proven he can do both. And he's demonstrated the physicality and the pace, which are all the things that we would be playing Kuzanov for anyway. So I'm not concerned about it.
And for the people who I guess don't believe in Nunes by now, you're telling me that you would much rather see Kuzanov, who really hasn't played much, and again, he was injured in the match against Swansea, but was not good. You would feel more comfortable bringing him in against a Vinny Jr. in these very important matches.
Well, to be fair, last year he did play pretty well against Vinny Jr.
Again, but that's a whole different situation, though.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's fair to say, well, he's played well and maybe he can do it, but it is a very defensive minded substitution, because we know Nunes can give us something going forward. We're saying we don't even want that. We don't even want you thinking offensively. We just want you to lock down that right side. Kuzanov does have the pace. He does have the power. He does have the defensive ability, but I don't know that it is just hands down above what we've seen from Nunes in these last, I'll say the last month. Go ahead, Charlie.
I mean, I'll go back further than that, right? Look at what he did in the run-in last year. He was 7 out of 10 or better every match, which is when I realized, oh yeah, Pep sees something in him. But to the point about what the real difference is with them, I don't think it's about going forward as much as it is playing out of the back. And so Nunes is really good because he's a midfielder at taking the ball, making the right passes, making the little feints if he needs to, getting out of pressure. He's really press resistant. Whereas because Kuzanov is a center back by trade, putting him out there, you kind of expose him, and the opposition defense knows that. They force the ball to go to him. And so you're either stuck with some long passes, some missed hits, which is what happened last year if you go back and think about some of those matches where he had some issues. So I think just the all-around player that Mateus Nunes is at this point in time in 2025, yeah, it's him. Now, what's going to happen in 26, 27, I have no idea. Of course, right? Projections go, things change. But for this moment right now, like I joked around, but I'm serious. Like he's like Portuguese Kyle. Like he's actually right now even way better offensively than Kyle Walker ever was at his peak. Like that's not even competition. And then defensively, he's learning the trade, but he has all the physical attributes. So I just hope that, again, people are going to say what you want. Freedom of speech is real, but the proof is in the match. Like we see what he can do against what is the second best scorer in the Premier League, or best outside of Holland. Like that match said everything to me, and I hope it woke up other people too. It definitely woke up. Shouts to Steam Company, because he said I'm eating humble pie right now. Like I respect that, because again, people have been hard on him. I want to hear what Sam Lee says and let me talk, because what is a City player? He doesn't look like it. Blah 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 blah. My man, 27 balls out, man.
Yeah, that's fair. Great conversation. Yeah, because I mean I will be very interested, and we know whenever that starting 11 for that match against Real Madrid is dropped, social media is gonna be crazy for that, or leading up to the match for sure. City sat 8th in the league at kickoff, and a win could have taken them, and it did, to second place. Holland kicks off scoring with the headed assist from Cherki. Proper counter-attack in football. This one, it actually reminded me of that big win against Arsenal with KDB, where they were just kind of, KDB and Holland were just kind of hitting it back and forth with each other, just very quick. But Brooks whips it across for Bournemouth. It's cleared by Diaz. Foden heads the ball over to Holland, who just pokes the ball back to Nico. Nico goes left. There's nobody there. He takes a pause on the ball, looks up, and all of a sudden he chips it over to Cherki. And side note, that chip over just like their mid block, that was good the entire match. Just like chipping right over him, which I'm sure will be super frustrating. Cherki heads the ball forward to Holland. He heads the ball down, gathers it, and does what he does best. Knocks it into the net. City are up. We got a ball game. Yeah, what were your thoughts on this goal, Tarik?
Beautiful. Just the combination. Everything that I'm glad you went back to the Nico G pass, because I think that's a big part of this. Takes out, that whole line, puts it there, boom, he heads it forward. It was just great to see, because it was, I think I said this on video or whatever. It's like, it was not what I'll call the quintessential City goal, where we're 25 30 passes, back, forward, side to side, and then we go. No, it was play the ball forward, turn, look, see that man, get the ball out into space. Don't even try to hang on to it. Don't try to bring it down. Don't try to turn with it. No, just put it out in front of him and let him run, because he is the best in the world. There's no one that can stop him. He's a freight train. You're not getting in front of that dude. You're not stopping him. Just put the ball out there. And I appreciate Cherki for being able to do that. It's not something we see a lot of. We were concerned, and I say we, it's maybe not fair. People, myself included, have been concerned about, hey, are we going to be able to create for him like we did when KDB was here? Because they had a connection. And I see that building between those two. So it's exciting to see.
The goal was great. Nico G's ascension this season is yet another proof of concept that when players play, and it takes time, they will get better under Pep. Think about him coming in mid-season from Spain, learning the speed of the game, trying to replace a legend who's out and everybody's suffering. Like, him coming through, starting with the summer and then into the fall, has been great. Now, I will say this. Some of the best passes that Cherki made didn't result in an actual goal. But the fact that he was looking for him, and I said in the watch along, like, you could see the first thing he's looking for is Holland. If that's not on, I'll pass it to somebody else. But 10's job is to get the ball to 9. And Holland, you didn't see much of the frustration that we saw last season, where it's like, I'm making this run, but nobody wants to play it. it's like I'm making this run, the ball's there, and I might mishit it, or it might get saved, or defender makes a play, but the ball's coming and I can go. And you
even
have to
sometimes the pass is a
yeah.
little long or short or whatever, but you're trying to get the ball to
Mm-hmm.
me. So I'm gonna make
Yeah.
that run even more.
I want to keep going. Like, do it again. Like we're gonna rest. The ball goes out, so no transition, and then we just go right. So like those are the moments that gave me hope. Because a header, you don't see that coming from Cherki to make a headed assist. Like that one was a stroke of genius. But
it's just the
it was
creativeness.
The fact that, to know like where he is. Like that's the scanning that happens that we don't see. Whereas like he knows if I get this ball, what can I do? I'm gonna either pass it to him my foot, right or left, because I can do that. Or if I got to get ahead to it, I can just get it out there. And it was perfect technique. That's all technique. It's not like crazy physical ability. That's just having the skill set to say, I know how to do this in the quickest way possible. I don't have to chest it down. I don't need it on my strong foot. Like,
because I think if you do that,
was an amazing goal.
If you do that, you take that extra touch, you lose the moment. Because again, I think they had stepped up. It's easily offside or whatever. It's just it's all things working together. And I think it is, to your point about Holland, when that ball, I'm about to take off and go because I know he's willing to play that to me. And that's what we need to see from him, is just a willingness to run.
Yes, sir. I loved it. All right, now for the bullshit. Bournemouth's goal from a corner. The corner goes in. Donnarumma goes to punch the ball, and he whiffs. And you're like, wait, what? Adams knocks it in. There's a goal. And then all of a sudden the camera cuts, and Taylor, the ref, is just surrounded by Diaz, Donnarumma, Silva. There are a couple people who are just like doing the pull thing. VAR looks at it. We see the replay. His arm is hooked. And that would explain why his dive was awkward, why he wasn't able to really time. We've seen time and time again him, when he gets a paw on that ball, it goes. Admittedly, he has had one or two this season where he's hit it and it hasn't gone as far as he thought it would. But that was the worst one that I'd ever saw. Even the commentary on City Plus, who are technically like city-based commentary, it's their own commentary. They were like, it could be called back, but also it's light. It's nothing that serious. I feel like there have been other clubs that their keeper gets sneezed on the wrong way and it gets called back. But it does feel like, because Donnarumma is such a massive guy, it's like Hack-a-Shaq, where he's such a big dude. You have to really foul him in order for something to get called. And it's just a bunch of bullshit.
Sharpie, in that moment, did you think it was a foul?
I think I was curious because I was wondering what happened, and I didn't really see what happened until the replay. But once I saw the replay, I was like, they're not going to overturn this because he let it go. If he holds it as he's jumping and it's a clear restriction, that's the foul. And I think shouts to Tarik Peterson channel on YouTube. Go check it out. Subscribe to my man's channel. I caught the first 5 minutes and you were talking about how that's not really a foul, man. Like, because he let it go. He timed it just right. Yeah. And we know corners are dark arts. Are you getting that shove in? Are you getting the screen right? And in this case, are you interfering just enough before you are really stopping the goalkeeper's momentum? So it sucked that it happened. But once again, it was like fair play. Like y'all got away with it.
I think the fact that we're allowing people to stand on top of the keeper before the ball comes in says that anything that doesn't actually impact your ability to stop the shot or the cross or whatever is fair game. So I can push, I can stand in front of, I can I can impede your path. But once the ball comes in, then I can't do anything, because then that would be a foul on the keeper. I don't like it. And to your point, Crunk, I agree with you 100%. Had we been wearing red, we probably would have got that call. Or anybody that we were playing, if we were on the other side, they would have gotten that call, right, against us. So I'm with you, and I understand that frustration, but I think the reaction is a little bit of I got to cover myself a little bit and maybe try to get it chalked off because I didn't do quite as well as I could. And it's just like an attacker, right? When you feel somebody put an arm on your shoulder, now I have license to go down because there is contact. Well, there was contact. I was being held. So if I don't, then I just scream and holler and hope to get the foul. I just think he has to be better in that moment. I think he's been really, 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 really good for us this season. And that one mistake that happened in that match doesn't change that. But it was a mistake. It was a misplay. And we live and we move on. Especially, it's probably a little easier to say when we ended up winning anyway. Yeah. So it doesn't matter. But I think it would have been very soft had it been called. I didn't hear the City Plus folks. It was just my immediate thought when I watched it back. I was like, okay, I understand why they didn't call that, because he did let go. And I just, I'll leave it there. I think there were other folks that, I'm on streams or whatever with when we were talking about getting Donnarumma that said that one of his weaknesses is coming for whatever. So it didn't surprise me that, hey, he made a mistake in that area. It is what it is. We live with it. And
he's a giant dude, and you would think that he would be able to just like get up there and catch balls more, but he does.
That's what people were saying. Why didn't he just catch it?
Yeah, but that's his thing. He doesn't necessarily catch. I don't think he has the hands, so he just usually just bats the ball.
I think catching is honestly more like it's easier to like get bumped in the ball. You bobble the ball versus like if I know my hands are big and I can get a fist to it and get it out of there,
get it further away from goal,
away from the mixer. But he, like you said, Tarik, it's the first time he's done this since he's been in the club, right? It hasn't even been close. Usually, it's like, oh my gosh, like that ball went away so far. I never.
We played Arsenal and didn't give up a set piece goal, so that just tells you we were okay. Yeah, it is what it is. We live when we move.
I have a couple of clips from the post-match interview with O'Reilly, and just the way he does the interviews, he's just so kind of, chill, cool. You can tell that he doesn't necessarily want to have these, but he doesn't because he knows it's part of the game. He was asked if he saw the foul on Gigi.
To be honest, I didn't see it. Gigi, I said it was a foul, so it was a foul.
Good teammate.
You're right. I support my teammate.
Exactly. Whatever he said, I'm rocking with.
That's how my wife is. They did it.
That's how my wife is. She'll be like in the kitchen. She'll be talking to the kids and be like, "Ain't that right, hon?" I'll be like, "What'd you say?" She's like, "You don't got to hear what I said. Just agree."
We are united front, and that's all that matters. It's 2 versus 2 in this house.
Kids can't see no weaknesses.
It's like you don't matter what I said. You just whatever she said. Yep, that's how it is. So big ups to O'Reilly.
Yeah, he knew the vibes. But 8 minutes later, before Bournemouth can start feeling themselves too much, City doing a fantastic job playing keep away from Bournemouth's press. Diaz to Foden, quick side pass to Cherki, who clips the ball up. I love it when people do those like little clips and then the arms go up. Like it's like fancy. Just again over the last line of defense. Holland runs onto it. You know what he does? City takes the lead again. Love this club.
Clinical.
Yeah.
Like it was expected. Like I expect greatness from him. I expect a goal every time he's on a 1v1. Like, and again, that's unfair because it's never 100%. But I'm gonna take my chances with him.
Yeah, and he doesn't score them all the time, but you're more surprised when he doesn't.
Exactly.
Then it's like you expect that to be a goal.
And the photo, the screenshot of the video is going around that the moment Holland had the ball, Cherki had his arms up, and even me during the watch along, the moment he had it, I had my arms up. I was just like, "Let's go." We know it. I was just standing there with the arms up. I was super excited.
But it wasn't an easy take because he had to round the keeper. I think that's the one where he rounded the keeper, right? Or was that the first one?
Yeah. No, he had to round the keeper.
And he had that kind of more of a tight angle.
Yep.
So, again, it's 1-on-1, but it's not easy. And I think people we don't always appreciate how good he is or how good of a finisher he is. We think it's simple, and that's why you hear people say, "Oh, it's all tap-ins," is because you think it's easy. He makes it look easy. That's just the greatness that he possesses. So, got to give him credit because that was not an easy finish.
So I want to use this moment to talk about his scoring rate right now. Like overall in the Premier League, somebody put out he's averaging 0.91 goals per match per 90, which is stupid. It would actually have him break Shearer's record in like over 150 games faster. And then if you take in this season, he's averaging 1.3 goals per match. And so that will put him around 49, if my math is right, for the season, which again, probably not going to happen. So let's just say he had a average rest of the season in the last 28 matches and only scored 25 goals. You're talking about another 38 goal season, which would then put him in the top 25 all time in Premier League history after 4 seasons. Like what he is doing. That's why I don't know if you have this clip or not, Crunk. Sorry if I'm on your toes, but the way that Pep talked about him with Messi and Ronaldo for the first time, it was different. It wasn't just like but those guys are different. It's like, no. He's in that conversation because he's doing things that they did not do at 25 or 24. They weren't doing this
yet. He's never put anybody in that conversation before.
Yeah.
As he said, he said, he talked about Phil and how great he is, whatever, but nobody, KDB, nobody was in that. It was Messi.
Oh, he loves Messi.
And by default, Ronaldo with him.
Just the record, Ronaldo, yeah.
But it was that and then everybody else. Mm-hmm. To put him in that conversation and in that same echelon, man, dude is amazing. Yeah. And we get to watch him for our club every week. It's crazy.
And for plenty more time, plenty more years. And I don't have the clip because I don't know. In my mindset, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, the fact that he really doesn't put Haaland with him, and that really was kind of the first time that he did officially. No, that's a good shout. That is a really good shout.
It's okay. The one clip you don't have, it'll be okay. Hey, listen. Donnarumma can swing and miss. We're okay if you don't have just this one clip. You got everything else taken care of.
It'll be all right. Saved. This is Haaland's Dink getting saved. Okay, exactly. You made 2 out of 3. Yeah. You won't hold it against you.
Yeah,
still the GOAT, man. Still the GOAT.
Appreciate it. 60th minute, the match is killed off by the lads. City knocking the ball around in the midfield. Cherki with the key pass finds Foden, who hits his half turn. Oh, we got half turn Foden back. He pokes the ball ahead for Nico O'Reilly to run onto. What I love about this is he takes the ball, he's looking to pass, but just has all the space, so he steps into it again. Looks again for another pass. Okay, nobody. Steps into the space again. Takes a shot, low across the keeper. It's a 6 goal for City. Pep, the proud Papa, blows kisses towards him. Like, I loved it. It was
like a hezzy in basketball. It's kind of like a little, and then you keep going, and it's like, okay, either you're gonna step out or I'm gonna go blind.
He sped it up from last week against Aston Villa. Aston Villa, he was in that same pocket like 2 or 3 times, and he was indecisive. And this time it was like, okay, I know exactly when I'm gonna shoot. Like, he wasn't looking across. He was like, I'm gonna shoot this, and I'm not gonna get it caught out from under my feet. And so, like, we know Haaland had the game winner because that made it the second goal, but this one obviously put it away, and it's still the 3 points. And it's just crazy to see so many players on the pitch have great matches at the same time. This wasn't like only 2 players did well and the rest of the team kind of struggled. It was like, no. Every position on that pitch was strong today. We didn't say Ruben Diaz's name because we didn't need to, right? We haven't said Mateus Nunes' name because Semenyo did nothing because Nunes was over there, and he even gave some shoulders to people. And, he has some smart plays. Like, he's physical. He's a strong dude. Shepherding people out of bounds, telling him get up as he's running the ball out of bounds. I was like, that's my guy. That's my right back. So yeah, just proud of the whole squad, man. Like, that's the dominance you want against a team that was higher than us in the table before it started. So people wanted to see what City was going to do. And it's like, oh, wait, we are still really good. You still got to deal with this.
I think, other people will say, oh, our record against the top 6 has been poor. And it has. But I look at Bournemouth, they were in second place, right? And maybe they're not traditional top 6, but they were ahead of us. They were in, and so we went out there, we handled our business. So to me, it says, hey, the I'm not gonna say the city of old are back. I've learned that lesson from Miami. We will be back when we get back. You'll know when we back, you'll see it. But it was one of those games where it felt a little bit like a city of old. I feel like we could have had 4 or 5. I feel like almost to a certain extent we deserved 4 or 5. We were playing that good, not because, I can point to this person missed, that person missed. That's not the point, but it felt like the dominance that we had could easily have been a 4-1, 5-1 match.
I mean, yeah, like the XG was like 2.22 for us to 0.72 for them. We had 8 on target, 4 big chances. They had 5 on target, only 1 big chance, right? So it's just like, it was really cool to see a dominant performance. And going into what is at this point the biggest week of the season, that's how you want to start the week.
Yeah. Cherki was amazing. Just really we spoke his praises of him for Swansea, but he did really great in this match, including the free kick that wasn't a goal, but he took it with his weak foot, bent it around the wall, and almost scored. Like the keeper had to knock it out, or else it would have been a goal. Great showing from him. He was fantastic. All right, so let's quickly hit these previews and score predictions, and then Baby Blue Baddies. There's a match against West Ham, and then they have another match. We're already running late, so I might end up hitting somebody up from Man City, a supporters group, and see if they want to just do like a special Baby Blue Baddies episode. So that, because I don't want to like have to rush us through all of that and all that, and that, but I want to give our Baby Blue Baddies the time and attention that they deserve. And also, I just don't want to hold you guys. It's getting late, especially for Sharpie. He's got minds to mold in the morning. Let's talk Dortmund. Shout out to B-Flim for coming on and doing the match preview. That will be on Patreon. Well, it is on Patreon right now. So go check that out. They've been doing pretty well in the Champions League, honestly. They've scored 4 goals in the last 3 matches. They haven't won them all, but they are scoring. In the league, they're not doing so hot. They barely beat Augsburg on Friday. They're traveling. Well, yes, they got 2 more days of rest, but they're going from the traveling. So they get that leeway. How are we feeling about the match? How do you see it going? What you got for a score prediction, Tarik or Sharpie?
Yeah, I'll go real quick. They haven't played anybody in Champions League. Their last 2 matches were against a club I can't pronounce and Athletic Club from Spain. Neither are really good. Mm-hmm. So when they played Bayern Munich in the Der Klassiker last month, they lost 2-1. Bayern dominated a match. I see something similar, so I'm gonna say we win 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the squad sheet. Jan Quoto, Felix Nemecha. You know, it feels like we should take care of business. Again, that doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but I think I don't know. What did you just say, Charlie? 2-1?
Yeah, 2-1.
I'm gonna go 3-1.
I like that. And honestly, it's technically that was just FC Copenhagen, but they're doing this thing where teams now are just truly embracing how you would say their names. Like
and that's what. That's all. I don't know how to pronounce this.
Like how it's Turkey now instead of Turkey.
Yeah.
It's basically the same thing.
Full respect. But that makes sense. Yeah, and that's the point. Not our level. So yeah, let's go.
I like the 3-1. Win by 2. How about that? It could be 2-0. It could be 3-1. It could be 4-2.
I know what to play on DraftKings. Thanks, guys.
You know what's funny? I just looked at this, and I guess it's 3 wins for us, 3 wins for them, and 3 draws. So it's been pretty even throughout the years. But I just don't think they have enough for us. I could be wrong, but I don't think so.
That defense about to get shredded.
No,
they
it's
don't
like
sit back.
old
Yeah,
slow dudes. Yeah.
We're not fun. If we play the same 11 we did against Bournemouth, we'll have a good run. Maybe I don't know if Roger's even ready. I wouldn't even do it. I would keep the same 11. That's what I hope.
Yeah.
Keep the same 11. Let subs be subs, and then you might need to rotate for Liverpool. But yeah.
If Roger wants to come on as a sub type of vibes, play more than 5 minutes because he looked so annoyed when he got subbed on in the 90th minute. He looked pissed. So I would like to see him maybe get 10, 15. That would be a little bit better. And there is some pace up top for Dortmund with Doranville, Adeyemi, Guirassy, and Guirassy is one of their like main goal scorers. Sabitzer, he played for United, like Pascal Gross, Brighton. Like there are some old Premier League talent that is at Bayern right now. We'll see Joe Bellingham, who actually really hasn't been starting. He does not appear to have the talent his brother does. But they did his brother a favor by bringing him to Dortmund, but for a pretty penny. Like it hasn't been cheap. B-Flim hasn't been entirely impressed, but they're still holding on to hope that he will be a good talent. And then this weekend, the last match before the international break, Liverpool. They are Sharpie, you call them Leaky Liverpool. Or what side are we going to get? Because they won this last weekend. Shout out to them. They finally appear to possibly have fixed some things. But it was without Verts. It was without Isak. He benched Kirkez. Frimpong is injured. It looked very much like the Liverpool of last season. They play Real Madrid also this on Tuesday. So it's going to be tough for him to play back-to-back teams where he possibly should rotate, but they lost in their Carabao Cup match, and Slot blamed the lack of depth in his squad. How are we feeling about this match? How do you see it going? And what is your score prediction? We'll start with you, Sharpie.
We're better than Liverpool. Their defense, he knows he had to go back to last year's players because they're the best players they have right now. The process is just taking a while for Isak and Verts. Still talented players, but just haven't adapted yet to the squad. And the teams they beat in Frankfurt on the 22nd of October and Villa this Saturday are nowhere near our level. Every other team that they've played near our level recently, they've lost to. So I see that happening. I think we scored 3. So I'm going to say a 3-2 exciting win over Liverpool.
And Liverpool on the road, I think they've lost 6 of their last 9 on the road. It's like 6 of their last 9, 6 of their last 8. It hasn't been good for them. Yeah, it's a good sign that it's a road match.
Burnley's their only road win. Burnley and Frankfurt are their only road wins of the season.
Yeah. So, Tarik, how are you feeling?
See, my issue is I throw all that stuff you just said out the window because it's like it's not a derby match, but it feels like if it were in the US, it would be a rivalry match.
Yeah.
There are big rivals over the last few years. Of course, we've been competing with them for Premier Leagues. Of course, Arsenal's in that conversation, but they've been the ones that we've had to battle and really at times have to hold off or track down in order to win the league. So I think it'll be close. I think them going up against Real Madrid midweek will help. I'm gonna go. It's Salah. I have nightmares of that dude. So I'm gonna go. You said 3-2, which is probably a good shout. I'm not gonna go. I'll go 2-1. I think they definitely score. I'm always gonna go for us to win, but I don't think it'll be. God, I want to go for like a blowout. I want us to blow them out like we did.
I do too.
United, you know, that would set the tone in a way. Oh my God, that would be so wonderful. But I'm gonna go 2-1 and pray for a 4-1, 5-1 type match.
Oh my gosh! Could you imagine?
That's what I'm saying. It would be so great. I want to call for it, but I don't have that.
I just want 3
guts.
points, man.
I mean, so let me be fair. At the end of the day, I don't care how we get them. Just if you give me 3 points, I don't care. Yeah,
2,
no.
1, 4, 3.
I think it would the impact on us would be great, but the impact on them would be demoralizing.
Yeah, and I would love to hear
a draw helps both teams, but it really helps them, especially going on the road.
I think a draw helps Arsenal. That's who a draw helps.
I mean, of course, but I'm saying like where they are, just like when we go to Anfield, right? Like we don't win at Anfield, you just want to leave with a point.
Yeah.
They just want to leave with a point for sure. Like that's a point earned, not 2 points dropped. So yeah, we want the win. They need the draw. So we'll see what happens.
I like that. Yeah, I could see a 1-goal win. That's gonna be tough. Yeah. It's gonna be tough. But yeah, no, I would love a 2-3 goal. Just Liverpool crumbling because the Etihad. And this is what's been most frustrating about this whole North Stand situation and all these players getting their seats taken from them because City are playing so well. We have all these new players. The energy should be positive, but they can't be too happy. They can't be too excited right now because so many fans, 500 plus fans, are learning that seats that they've had since most of them since the Etihad opened up, that it's being taken away so they can build nice corporate space. And it's just last year we had the situation with the tickets. Now we have this. It just feels like there's always some sort of nonsense that's happening every single year with City when it comes to their fan base, the match-going fans, the consistent match-going fans. So I'm hoping that the players can show up and show why the Etihad can be a fortress with the fan base doing their thing. All right. Yeah. Okay. That was it. We out here. Show Bros. We'll start with you, Sharpie Charlie. Let people know where they can find you and the things that you do.
Yeah, because I'm not the popular one. Just find me at Sharpie Charlie on Instagram or X or Blue Sky.
There's a standing invitation. You can always jump on anytime you want, but you can find me on social media at Tarik Peterson, TarikPeterson. You can also find me on my YouTube channel where I've started doing Talk Back Tuesday. So every Tuesday night, we have a live stream where I open it up for anybody that wants to jump on. Of course, I come on with some topics, some ideas of things to talk about. But my hope, my goal, the intent is to hear from City fans or just footy fans in general. So it's a call-in show, for lack of a better term. No phones. This isn't the 80s and the 90s. You can just jump on YouTube, get the camera going, get the mic, and jump on and have your say. We'll be talking, obviously, the UCL matches will happen tomorrow during the day, so we'll talk that. We'll look at City's match against Dortmund and lineup projections and all those things that people typically do on a stream. So anybody that's listening, if you see this or hear this, feel free to jump on. If it's not this Tuesday, any Tuesday that you want, feel free to jump on. And my show bros always have a standing invitation, so I know it's a little doing it at 6:30, so you may not be home quite yet from work and all the things. I know you do go to the gym because you're health conscious, and I'm not. So, it is what it is. But
here's one thing, I changed up my little routine where I go. So now it's like I can do Talk Back Tuesday and then go work out.
Okay,
like I can go later now. So I thought about it as you were talking. Like, I can make some things happen.
Yeah.
Just see what's
always
up. Always people
welcome.
saying. Yeah,
Always
I love that, man. Appreciate you.
Follow the pod on most apps, social media apps, at Shades of Blue and W, at Shades of Blue and W. Like I said, we have some Only Shades content coming from that beautiful Cherki quote. Sharpie, I already emailed that soundbite to you too.
I saw the email, and I just want to say this because by the time people listen to this, hopefully New York City has a brand new Democratic Socialist mayor and Zoran Mamdani, and hopefully my beautiful state or the Commonwealth of Virginia has a new governor, Abigail Spanberger. Two places I love the most in this country deserve great leadership. So I'm really excited that Tuesday should be bringing people a lot of joy. So by the time you hear this on Patreon, maybe the return is coming back. By the time you hear this on Wednesday, hopefully these races are locked up and it's a new day because we've been through a lot this year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, Shady Gang. We'll see you soon. You know the vibes. Shady Gang, Shady Gang, Shady.